Hi, and welcome to another episode of CARazy. Today, we're going to be talking about, drumroll please, aerodynamics. While it is not necessary for a car to run in its most basic form, it is necessary for a car to run today, what with fuel economy baselines and emissions regulations. The same way that water vapor is just water, but the molecules are more loosely packed, air is essentially just liquid with its molecules less tightly packed. Have you ever tried moving your hand underwater? Easy. What about clapping underwater? Not so easy. That is because drag is acting on your hands. Drag is one of the most basic aerodynamic forces. If a car is square shaped, a lot of air pressure will build up in front because the corners don't let air flow freely. At the same time, low air pressure is found behind the car as the corners stop air from going directly behind the car. However, air always wants to be the same pressure. That's why vortices will yank air from the sides, causing more low pressure pockets and ultimately dragging the car back. This is drag at work. The car will need to use more energy to move that much distance, and that means it'll need to use much more fuel to travel that same distance. So, we can conclude that a car will always be more efficient if it's more inclined towards the most aerodynamic shape, the teardrop, right? Not quite. This is where the drag coefficient comes in. The drag coefficient is the effectiveness of a streamlined aerodynamic body shape in reducing air resistance to the forward motion. The amount of drag any car or any object has is determined by the car's velocity, v, velocity squared, multiplied by the drag coefficient multiplied by its frontal area. The aim is to get as low a drag coefficient as possible, and an object's drag coefficient depends on its overall shape, size, and surface roughness. The velocity squared part of this equation is why drag increases quadratically. Drag area is the car's coefficient multiplied by its frontal area in square feet. But this equation also means that a bigger car with a lower drag coefficient may have a bigger drag area than a smaller car which has a higher drag coefficient. And the drag area is what matters. So, even a car like the Tesla Model X, which has a lower drag coefficient, may have more drag than a smaller car like the Nissan 350Z, which has a smaller frontal area. So, despite it having a bigger coefficient, it has a smaller overall drag area. Weight is also a factor in a car's fuel economy, but that is a topic for my engine video. So, stay tuned for that. As I was saying, that is drag in all its complexity. How easily air can flow over an object, here a car, head on. However, it is only one of the basic aerodynamic forces. So let me introduce you to another one which car makers want to minimize. It is called lift. Yes, lift. We do not want lift, of course, because a car lifting off the road would be unfortunate. So, I will talk about downforce now, which is literally just negative lift and just the opposite of lift. Here's the thing, while you want air to flow freely across your vehicle, you want air to flow faster along the bottom than at the top. Why? Bernoulli's principle. It states that the faster moving a fluid is, the lower its pressure. And we have already learned that we are swimming in an ocean of air. This means that if we can make the air flow faster beneath the car than above, it will suck the car to the road, aka cause negative lift or downforce. Technically, we're just rotating drag counterclockwise to use it to our advantage. This way, you can go around turns faster without the car lifting off the road. This is how a spoiler works. It is essentially just an airplane wing turned upside down, which causes it to make downforce. Airplane wings are curved on the top so that the air takes longer to move over it, making it slower and forming vortices that suck the plane upwards. And now you know how an airplane wing works. Unfortunately, most downforce attachments cause drag. It's like addition and multiplication. You can have drag without downforce, but you can't have downforce without drag. Ah! But as always, there are exceptions. Canards and diffusers are some. There are many other examples and principles as well, but I can't fit them into one video. So, I'll post a part 2 next week covering some more topics. Comment below if you have any questions related to this that you want me to answer. Okay, then, CARazy out. For more amazing content, stay tuned.